joining us. I'm Maggie Davis alongside former UK head coach Leah Little. And Leah, I don't know if it's something in the air or what, but we both think we are on the cusp of a potentially record-breaking night tonight.
I think so. I feel it. There's just something about Rupp Arena, maybe.
Something about this venue. The Wildcats have made it their home this season, but the BYU Cougars are here to leave their own mark on it, and senior Sydney Benson has a whole lot to do with that.
I'll tell you what, she's had some outstanding performances this year. She has 2 weeks in a row scored a 9-9 on floor, anchoring that event. They actually have 4 kids on their team breaking records and tying their season highs. And great performance on vault last week.
Well, speaking of vault, how about #1 vaulting in the country? That's Kentucky. Doesn't get better than this.
I'll tell you, they're a great vaulting team. They have 4 10-0 vaults, and more than anything, they have been landing those vaults, sticking those landings, and as you know, that makes the difference.
Well, Mackenzie Wilson sure did it. She got her perfect 10 a couple weeks ago, and Raina Worley, well, she's the all-around queen of Kentucky gymnastics.
She is the absolute leader and the driving force of this team. She is having her best year ever, and I think just competing relaxed and happy, that no pressure, right?
No pressure, but how about 2 10s on the season for the senior? We will see her on every event tonight. Again, we're in Rupp Arena. If you're joining us, watching a little collegiate gymnastics, maybe for the first time, here's a quick overview of what to expect. You will see 6 gymnasts on each event. Only the top 5 scores count. That's because the lowest gets dropped, right? That's when the pressure can sort of begin to build. After all 4 of these events, the team with the highest cumulative score will leave with the win. The home team always goes in Olympic order, so we will go vault, bars, beam, and floor with the Wildcats. BYU is the inverse of that. Now the crowd getting into it here, and Gard Young is the head coach of the Cougars. He can't wait to see how his team performs in another road environment like this one. He certainly has the experience on his own resume. 2004 Olympic silver medalist, a 10-year member of USA National Gymnastics, 6-time NCAA All-American himself. He was a BYU Cougar back in the day. And then over there on the other side, it's Tim Garrison for the Wildcats, the all-time winningest coach of this program. 13 seasons now in Lexington, and he has guided this program to a new level, Leah.
He sure has, and you know, he came in and created a culture, took over, and has really performed well as far as getting these kids to create execution and stick everything and have great routines, and they have just climbed that ladder, and like he said, they are the conversation right now.
Absolutely. They're tired of just being in the conversation, right? They're no longer an up-and-coming team. They have arrived. Kentucky 5th in the country, and we're going to talk about it a lot tonight. But they are highly ranked across the board. Delaney Rodriguez is a freshman competing in all-around tonight. She'll start on the vault for the Wildcats.
Delaney, to come in as a freshman, she has had some outstanding performances and just never gets rattled, totally composed. She's just, I talked to her the other day at practice. She said, I'm just chill. I just chill.
Chill. Not exactly a chill event. Here's her vault.
Is that Yachenko full? It's a good way to start off for the Wildcats here.
Rodriguez has been in the leadoff position several times for the Wildcats this season. Coach Garrison credits her with having, like you said, that laid-back attitude, but still a competitive spirit within her. Tailor-made to be the leadoff hitter for this team. Now we'll go over to bars, where we see Sydney Benson. We talked about her in the open. Absolutely a cornerstone of this Cougars program this season.
You know, it really takes that senior leadership, and she's certainly proving it for BYU this year. She's going to lead off with them on bars, I believe. On bars, you know, we talk about this, what we're looking for. They have to have changes from bar to bar. They have to have a release move. They have to have a full turn. Obviously, you want the routine to keep moving without stops or pauses. And again, nice landing on the dismounts. That was her release move there. This is the bar change. It was a nice release. Nice handstand on top of the bar. And then she's sitting up for her double layout dismount with a nice stick. Takacho. We told you guys this before. A lot of the strange names for these skills come from the Olympians that first performed the skills. So there was someone named Takacho that did that on the high bar.
Up next it is Cecily Rizzo, another freshman for Kentucky. So back-to-back freshmen opening up this meet for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you, the freshmen have really come in and helped this Kentucky team this year. There's the round-off entry vault. Too bad she didn't stick that. It was a really nice vault. She had it there. I think she just got a little loose on the landing, thinking we were done.
Right.
Gotta hold that tight.
Next on bars for BYU.
So Rodriguez in the opening vault for the Wildcats, 9.725. We'll see what Rizzo gets here in just a minute as we get set for Alex Mason out of California competing next for the Cougars. BYU, very seniority-dominated lineup here on bars. The two freshmen starting things off for the Cats, back-to-back seniors for BYU.
I'll tell you, it's great to have that upperclassman leadership on any team. It's a nice handstand on the low bar. Toe on. There's her release. Oh, she had two nice back-to-back releases. Just a tiny bit short on that handstand, nothing severe. Here comes the dismount, double way out, little hop, double coaster, but that was a nice routine. Let's look at those two release moves again. You know, a lot of athletes don't do two, but more and more it's happening in the collegiate scene where you're seeing multiple releases. Very nice. And again, the double layout dismount.
Again, you just have to hold it a smidge longer than that, right?
Right.
Ariana Patterson up next for the Wildcats out of Plano, Texas, same hometown as Sophie Dudley for BYU. We're going to tell you a whole lot more about her here in a minute. Here's Patterson. There's a stick.
That's right. Ariana has a great front handspring pike half, Tito vault. And I tell you what, I didn't see many deductions there. Let's look at it again. There's the front. Oh, I don't know about that, Maggie. I think that could maybe be up there.
This crowd sure thinks so. They got a taste of those perfect 10s here a couple of weeks ago, and let me tell you, Big Blue Nation hungry for some more as the season goes on. Kentucky looking to achieve its first 198 score in program.
Here we go. Let's see what they said. Oh, 9-9. A very nice ball for Patterson. You know, if you watch her, she really rises above the table, blocks off that table great on her ball, which is something you want to see.
Here goes Lindsay Hunter Kempler for BYU, a third straight senior for the Cougars. She did not go last meet, so good to see her back in the lineup. Her season high at 9.875. She's done that twice this year. Let's see what she does tonight in Rupp Arena.
You know, bars has really developed over the years. This event used to be kind of slow, and you know, the better competitors. Oh, that was huge release moves, way above the bar. Clear hip. Well, let's see how she finishes up. Been a nice routine so far. Get ready for the dismount. Double way out. That was a very nice routine. I want you to look at her bar routine again and watch this release move if we have it. Let's see the handstand here. Nice. Very nice.
Beautiful angle.
And then huge release way above the ball.
Isabella Magnelli up next. 5 event wins for her in the vault for her career.
The front pike half again, same bar as Ariana did, but both of them did extremely well. Should be another good score for the Cats. Let's look at it again here. Now watch how she blocks off the table. Just a little hop there. You know, the rule has changed this year on the stick landing. Some people may not know that, but they must stick in a controlled landing with no balance checks or any movement of the body whatsoever. So a stick is a stick. We got a little lax on that the last couple of years, so they've tightened that up now. So they really need to land it with no balance errors to get the stick.
Well, Kylie Aquinto has been a steady force for BYU this season. Her low this season, her high this season, it's all within 0.75 of a point. The coach calls her the mother hen of this team. She calms everybody down, especially their plethora of freshmen that compete for them this season.
So you gotta have a mother hen. You know, those are the ones that keep everybody in check, and they know the drill, and they can really coach the younger ones on everything, every aspect of it. So sitting up for dismount here, double layout. BYU likes that dismount. So nice landing.
High fives for the mother hen, right? I think that might have something to do with the fact she's the only daughter. She has 5 brothers.
I read that somewhere. Amazing.
Calm, right?
Well, speaking of mother hens, here she is for Kentucky.
Raina Worley, vault leader in the entire country.
You know, Raina was able to get that monkey off her back Excite night and scored that 10 that she's been so deserving of many times, but hasn't quite gotten it. So Gurchenko full and a half, just a little balance error there on the landing. And she just opened up a little early right there. But very nice ball.
It was a 9.875 for McNally before Raina. We'll see what Raina turns in for the Wildcats. We'll turn our attention back to the uneven bars for the first Alvarado sister we will see tonight. BYU has 2 of them this season. They're lucky enough to have a senior Alvarado and a freshman Alvarado. This is Anissa getting ready to go up on the uneven bars. Little words of encouragement there from Coach Young.
We have coached sisters before several times, and it's really kind of fun.
Coach Young talked with us about that this week. He said it's magical to watch them get to interact with each other and to share this experience. It's his first time coaching sisters on the same team. And this says COVID year of eligibility actually allowed that to happen. She's a 5th-year senior.
Beautiful handstands, Pajnikova, back salto. So far, a very nice routine. Giant to her dismount here. The twisting layout. That's an excellent bar routine. And I think we're going to see a good score here. Look at that dismount again. Great body position.
She's one of the only gymnasts in the country currently executing that layout.
Well, you're doing a double back in a layout position, plus you're adding a full twist, so it makes it a little more difficult.
Mackenzie Wilson had a 10 on this event earlier this season.
You know, she's been very consistent with this ball. Little step there on the landing. Let's look at it again. The front handspring, front pike, 10-0 vault, start value. Just a little bit crooked there. If you see the lines on the mat, that's something else they've done more recently where the direction of the vault and the landing can be a deduction. So we do that on beam as well. So you can kind of look for that. If they're outside the lines, step over the lines, you know, the direction is they need to be straight. Right.
So Alvarado turns in a 9.925 on the bars.
Great routine. You know, if you if you think about looking at the vault scores for Kentucky, just a 10th on every landing. That's why these teams try so hard to get their landings. Just a 10th on every vault, you're losing half a point by not sticking your landing. So I think that was the problem for Kentucky tonight. You just had a fall there on the bars, but I want to let everybody know that gymnasts know how to land. We teach them that very early, and hopefully they they land in a good position where they don't get hurt, which she did. So everything's good.
So it looks like Anna Bramblett will give it another go. Leah, tell those at home who are watching where she picks up in her routine at this point.
Well, technically, I don't know what's here. They're supposed to start where they left off. Like if they have a fall on the bar, they have to pick the routine back up. So I not quite sure. She missed again. So very hard skill. And she had tremendous flight above the bar. She just not quite there to catch the bar. So she can't repeat that element, so she'll have to go on from there. See, her hands are just not quite on the bar there. And just hang on to that just a little bit longer.
Bramblett's coming off a meet where she had her season high in this event at 9.9 last week.
Well, sure it would have been beautiful if she'd have caught that, and that's too bad.
Nice landing.
Anna Bramblett.
Takes a lot of resilience to get back up there twice in this sport.
And comes out with a smile. That's what I love.
So remember, we told you in the open, 6 gymnasts compete in each event. The lowest score does get dropped. So now the pressure will be on her teammates to make sure that that is the one they're able to drop at this point. And we have an exhibition coming up next for the Wildcats. It is Claire Stippett. She competed last week for the Wildcats. Coach Garrison told us that ever since then, she has just flipped a switch, new intensity about her.
Well, one thing about this Kentucky team, they have depth. Coach Garrison was telling us the other day that, you know, their goal is to go 8 deep on every event, and they are deep. And that's definitely an advantage to have. When you have 6 people and that's it, it's scary.
That depth is why the Wildcats have the top-ranked vault team in the country. We'll see what their team score is. The high tonight for the Wildcats was off the hands of Ariana Patterson, 9.925. And we have one more exhibition to show you. It's also back on bars, and here we go. We talked about her. It's the other Alvarado, right? How about the freshman, Aliyah? She's competed in this event twice this year.
And you know, my sisters were kind of the same way, the older one, the younger one, and they were here for a reunion, and they're still going at it after all these years. So I'm sure the senior keeps her seniority, and the younger one's trying to move up the ladder there.
Coach Young told us they are absolutely best friends. You see them debriefing there, as sisters tend to do, right? They're best friends, they live together. He said they have the same laugh, a lot of the same mannerisms. And if you're standing behind them, you can't tell which one's which, right? He's like, in the face, you can tell, but from the back, the hair, it doesn't give much away.
See the score coming up there with the fall. And you know, we're in a sport here, gymnastics, where perfection is what you're looking for. It's hard to think of other sports where you have to be perfect all the time. So it's kind of a mystique of the sport.
Perfect down to the centimeter, right? Now, Aliyah's bar routine will not count toward her team's scores, not included in one of those 6 gymnasts who could potentially add points to the board for her team, but it's a great opportunity to practice in this environment, get some real game experience, and of course for her coaches to see how she does in a moment like this.
This is a time when coaches put people in to see how well they're going to do in front of a crowd, how they're going to do with their routine, if they're going to hit. Sometimes you get in a real battle for that 6th spot, so this is a great opportunity for anybody to get in the lineup. Very nice this morning.
So that brings us to the end of rotation 1, but the fun is just getting started in Lexington as the season begins to look toward the